Hey there, 8th graders, welcome. Okay, so today we are jumping into something absolutely breathtaking from the Godly Learners series. We are going to explore the magnificent science of design in nature. Seriously, it's wild. We're going to see how the world isn't just, some random collection of plants and animals, but a deeply interconnected, massive masterpiece. By the time we wrap up this explainer, I guarantee you're going to look at the great outdoors in a completely different way.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here is our quick roadmap for today. First up, what is biodiversity? Second, why diversity brings stability. Third, we'll look at ecosystem examples in action. Fourth, how humans impact biodiversity. And finally, we'll wrap up with education and biblical morality.
All right, Section 1. What is biodiversity? Let's spend a minute understanding God's incredible variety. Now, I want you to think for a second. Have you ever stepped outside and actually stopped, like literally paused, to count the different types of bugs, birds, and trees around you? The curriculum kicks things off with this really great question. What exactly is biodiversity? Well, if we break the word down, bio means life, and diversity, well, that just means variety. Put those two together, and biodiversity simply means having lots of different species of organisms all living in one ecosystem. And I mean lots. We're talking about everything from microscopic soil bacteria right up to massive mammals. A highly biodiverse ecosystem is basically this bustling, thriving community where countless species live right alongside each other. To really grasp why all this variety matters, let's compare a rainforest to a desert. High biodiversity, like what you'd see in a lush rainforest, has literally thousands of species. If one insect has a bad year, no big deal. Another one is right there to step up and pollinate. It's highly resilient. But then you have low biodiversity, like in a desert, which has way fewer species. I mean, it still functions, sure, but it is highly, highly vulnerable to change. If just a single plant species dies out there, the animals relying on it might not survive, risking the entire system. It's a lot like a game of Jenga, where you really can't afford to lose even one block.
Moving right along to Section 2, let's look at why diversity brings stability. This is really the big idea here.
So, why do ecosystems actually need all this variety? Well, the source material roots this straight into Psalm 104, verse 24. It says, "How many are your works, Lord? In wisdom you made them all. The earth is full of your creatures." The key takeaway here is that this immense variety isn't just there to look pretty. It is explicitly designed for a function. Every single creature, no matter how tiny, has a completely vital job in keeping the whole earth stable. And the curriculum uses this incredibly powerful analogy to explain it: the body of Christ. Think about it. Just like every person in a church has a very specific functional role and totally unique gifts, the ecosystem works the exact same way. When one species faces a challenge and declines, another is perfectly designed to step in and fill that gap. That amazing teamwork is exactly what keeps the environment strong, healthy, and resilient. All right, Section 3. Let's check out some ecosystem examples in action. We're talking real-world proof. 3 million. That is an absolutely staggering number, right? But that's actually how many different species interact down in the Amazon rainforest. This is pretty much the ultimate example of how high biodiversity keeps an ecosystem perfectly, beautifully balanced. It is this massive, incredibly complex web of life where every single strand is out there supporting all the others. But what happens when that balance breaks down? Let's look at the really sad, step-by-step reality of coral reef collapse. Step 1, ocean temperatures start to rise. Step 2, those incredibly delicate corals die off. And step 3, suddenly, countless sea creatures lose their homes and the local biodiversity is severely disrupted. You pull out a foundational species like coral, and the whole neighborhood literally falls apart.
But hey, there is good news, because we can absolutely fix things too. Take a look at this incredible rewilding success story. Up in Yellowstone National Park, the whole ecosystem was actually suffering because it was missing a key predator. So scientists did something bold. They reintroduced wolves back into the park. And guess what happened? The wolves naturally started controlling the elk populations. Because there were fewer elk overgrazing everything in sight, the trees and plants started growing back along the rivers. That brought back the beavers, and then the birds returned. By simply putting back just one missing piece of the puzzle, they completely healed the environment and restored the health of the entire system.
That brings us to Section 4, how humans impact biodiversity, and really, our responsibility in all of this. Now, this presents us with a pretty critical choice when it comes to human actions. On the one hand, Things we do, like pollution, deforestation, and contributing to climate change, actively reduce biodiversity. They cause deep, lasting harm. But on the flip side, we have conservation. By protecting forests and saving endangered species, we actually have the power to actively preserve this wonderfully complex design. We literally get to choose to be caretakers.
And finally, Section 5, Education and Biblical Morality, or what we call the HeroesMart philosophy. This is where the source material brings all this awesome science right back to personal responsibility. The core philosophy of the Godly Learners series makes a really strong argument here. Education without biblical morality is ultimately just going to hurt us. I mean, seriously, what is the point of having all this head knowledge and knowing all these cool scientific facts about ecosystems if we just keep making choices that actively harm the planet? The curriculum makes it crystal clear. Our head knowledge absolutely needs a moral compass to guide it. To really ground this idea, the text points straight to Romans chapter 8, verses 6 and 7. These verses promise true peace of mind to everyone who keeps their mind spiritual. The series draws this brilliant, direct parallel right here. Think about it. Just as a highly biodiverse ecosystem finds its perfect, resilient balance out in nature, a mind that aligns its learning with a deep spiritual grounding finds that exact same balance and peace in life. So as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a final provocative thought to chew on. Will you choose to actively protect this design? Are you going to use your education combined with your moral compass to be a true caretaker of this incredibly biodiverse world we live in? It's a huge choice, but it's up to you. Keep learning, stay curious, and thank you so much for exploring this with me today.